Welcome to the Capital Spreads Weekly Update. Today is Wednesday, the 11th of May 2011, and this is the final weekly update from our offices here in Appold Street, as this weekend we move over to some brand new offices in Devonshire Square. So next week you should see a different backdrop from our exciting new offices just across the way, still in the City of London. So the week so far has seen markets just rebound a little bit across most risk assets. The FTSE's back above 6,000 at around 6,025 at the moment. The DAX has done quite a bit better, almost testing its year's highs. The Dow not quite so much, but it's bounced back relatively well. Dow's at 12,750. For cable, things looking slightly better. That's following Bank of Inflation report. Cable's had a good run higher, 164.80. Meanwhile, euro-dollar is still struggling a bit, and of course there's been that very much a focus this week on concerns in the Eurozone. Greece, will they need more aid? How are they going to restructure their debt? So euro-dollar around 144.10. And as mentioned, risk assets have recovered relatively well. Gold has done well, it's at 15.24. Silver in particular done very well. That has recovered back to just below $40. So a rally off the lows of some 18%. And Brent has done quite well as well. It's around 117. So we've seen a return to risk appetite on really the back of Chinese data. Again, it looks like retail sales are very strong. Industrial production in China exceptionally strong. Maybe a little weaker than the market was expecting. And on top of this, inflation remains very high in China. So the inflation hedges silver, gold, they've done very well, Brent as well. So a bit of a return to risk appetite. And today has seen, the focus today has been the Bank of England inflation report, but more on that in a second. How are clients trading at the moment? Well, the recent strength they've seen as perhaps an opportunity to sell. FTSE back above 6,000, so they're largely short the FTSE, but in no great numbers. Also sellers of the Dow, but interestingly they favour the DAX, so the DAX returning to near its highs for 2011. Maybe the clients feel that the DAX will push on beyond there. On the currencies, on the whole, clients are long sterling, and of course for gold and silver, again managed to pick the bottom. They're long those precious metals and also long crude. The rest of the week there is a lot of data to get our teeth into. There's industrial production from the UK. That is expected to rebound, but not rebound as strongly as we saw after a very, very poor February. So industrial production just showing signs of a small struggle for the UK there. We get US retail sales as well. And then on Friday we get GDP numbers from France and Germany. They are expected to rise, and at the same time we get CPI data from the US as well as Michigan confidence numbers. And we may potentially see in that confidence number, very possibly, a sort of bounce on the back of the death of Osama bin Laden. So we'll see how that plays out. The theme of this week, well, it's today's Bank of Inflation report. Prices still remain high. Inflation is very much expected to hit 5% now. That's what Mervyn King has said today. That has caused some strengthening of sterling. So as mentioned already, cable has rallied. Sterling has also rallied against the euro. And it's a very difficult situation again, because whilst inflation is expected to remain very high, growth forecasts are being downgraded. We saw the CBI yesterday reduce their growth forecast for the UK. We are seeing a small decline in manufacturing and construction data. So it's very, very difficult to see that the Bank of England will actually increase interest rates at all anytime this year. And in fact, the market now expects the first interest rate hike from the Bank of England to be in January of 2012. That's it from 12 Appold Street. As ever, do give us feedback at media@capitalspreads.com.